All right, think about your kitchen for a second. You've got a loaf of bread that's going to be stale in a few days, some strawberries that are probably already on their way out. That's just how it goes, right? Food has a shelf life. But then, there's that one jar, probably tucked away in the back of your cupboard, that golden liquid that just sits there, looking exactly the same as the day you bought it. Honey.
So why is that? It's kind of a wild question when you really think about it. Everything else in your pantry is on a ticking clock. Milk sours, fruit rots, things go bad. But honey? It's the ultimate rebel. It just refuses to play by the rules. So how on earth does it get to live forever?
And when I say forever, I mean literally forever. This isn't just some theory. Get this. Archaeologists cracked open ancient Egyptian tombs sealed for over 3,000 years and found pots of honey inside. And the craziest part? It was still perfectly good to eat. You could have put it on your toast that morning. It's an incredible paradox, but the answer isn't magic.
Now, as much as it seems like magic, it's not. The secret behind honey's eternal life is this beautiful, perfect mix of biology and chemistry. To really understand it, we've got to leave the kitchen behind and go straight to the source. Welcome to where it all begins, the beehive. But I want you to stop thinking of this as just a home for insects. Think of it more like a hidden, bustling city, a masterpiece of engineering where every single citizen has a purpose. The level of teamwork in here is just on another level. It's mind-blowing. There are no managers, no clocks to punch, yet thousands of bees operate like a single, perfectly timed organism. Every bee knows exactly what needs to be done for the good of the whole community. It's a system so efficient, it still fascinates our best engineers. And just like any big city, this one has citizens with highly specialized jobs. You've got the guards standing watch at the entrance, a literal security team. Then you have the builders, these master architects, crafting those flawless hexagonal cells out of wax. And then there are the travelers, the scouts who fly for miles and come back to perform this little dance that gives the others precise GPS coordinates for the best flowers. Nobody is in it for themselves. It's all for the future of the hive. So why go through all this incredible effort? Well, for bees, honey is everything. It's their life insurance. It's the high-energy, non-perishable fuel that they need to survive the long, cold winter when there are no flowers. Without it, they'd starve. It's that simple. And because their survival depends on it, they can't just store plain old flower nectar. It's way too watery. It would spoil in no time. So instead, the hive becomes this amazing little alchemy lab. They perform what is basically a miracle, transforming simple, watery nectar into thick, eternal gold. Here's how they do it. Okay, let's break this down. First, a traveler bee sips nectar and stores it in a special honey stomach, where enzymes immediately get to work breaking down the complex sugars. Back at the hive, they pass this nectar to another bee, mouth to mouth. I know it sounds a little weird, but this step is crucial because it adds even more enzymes. Then the real magic happens. They deposit the nectar into the honeycomb and start flapping their wings like thousands of tiny fans, creating a breeze that evaporates almost all the water. Once it's thick and perfect, they cap the cell with a little wax lid, sealing it for eternity. So that's how it's made. But that still doesn't fully explain why this process makes it last forever. The answer lies in 4 secret chemical shields that the bees create, turning honey into an absolutely impenetrable fortress for germs. Okay, shield number 1, super low water content. Honey is basically a desert. No water means no life for bacteria or mold. Number 2, it's surprisingly acidic. Despite tasting so sweet, its pH is low enough to be hostile to almost all microbes. Third, those enzymes the bees add, they create tiny amounts of hydrogen peroxide, which is a natural antibacterial. And finally, the 4th shield. The sugar concentration is so ridiculously high that it's hygroscopic. That means it literally rips the water molecules right out of any germ that dares to land in it, causing it to shrivel up and die. Brutal. And get this, understanding these principles is actually how modern food scientists learn to better preserve our food. But honey is so much more than just a scientific marvel. It's also this golden thread that connects us not just to the planet, but all the way back through our own human history. Have you ever noticed how different jars of honey can taste completely different? That's because every single jar is a flavor map. The taste, the color, the smell, it's all a diary of a specific place on Earth. It's a snapshot of the exact flowers the bees visited in a particular region during a particular season.
I mean, just look at the variety. Honey from orange blossoms in Florida is light and citrusy. It tastes like sunshine. Lavender honey from France is delicate and floral. Then you have something like Manuka honey from New Zealand, which is dark, earthy, and famous for its medicinal properties. When you taste honey, you're not just tasting a sweetener. You're tasting the soil, the rain, and the flowers of a specific place in the world.
And our love affair with honey goes way, way back. It was humanity's first candy, something you can see in cave paintings from 8,000 years ago. The ancient Egyptians valued it so much, they used it as currency and even buried it with their pharaohs. And the word honeymoon? Yep, that comes from the ancient tradition of newlyweds drinking honey wine for a month for good luck. And today, we've come full circle, with modern science confirming what our ancestors always knew. Its healing properties are so powerful, it's used in hospitals to treat wounds.
But here's the thing. Making this incredible food, it's not even their most important job. Not by a long shot. Their most critical role is pollination. Bees are responsible for about 1/3 of all the food we eat, 1 out of every 3 bites. Without them, things like apples, coffee, almonds, they'd all be in jeopardy. And this vital partnership is now in real danger. And that brings us to the most serious part of this story, the bees' bargain. On one side, you have what they give us, pollination for countless crops, a diverse food supply, and, of course, the gift of honey. But on the other side are the threats they face from us, climate change, pesticides, and the loss of their habitats. All over the world, bees are disappearing, and protecting them isn't just about saving honey, it's about protecting ourselves. So as we wrap this up, I think the greatest lesson we can take away comes from the honeybee itself. A single bee is tiny. Her entire life's work produces just 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey. It's a tiny drop in a huge hive. But she works every single day because she knows her small contribution is absolutely essential for the survival of the entire community. And that's really the key takeaway here, isn't it? The bee teaches us that you don't have to change the world all by yourself. You just have to do your small part. If we all acted a little more like the bee, working together for the good of the community, we could build something beautiful and lasting too. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. What's one small action you can take?